Kurt Wimmer, the director of Equilibrium, another movie with stylized violence, brings us Mila Jovovich and her midriff, Cameron Bright and Nick Chinland, in a movie set in a world you won't understand.
I was born into a world you may not understand. Yes, I was born into a world you might not understand.
I told you, this is Ultraviolet. No, this isn't based on a comic book, but it does draw heavy influence from manga and anime. It certainly looks like comic book art. In cinematic terms, it looks artificial. I know, I'm already lost. We seem to be inside a giant pinball machine. Coming up next, sky bowling. Someone's about to get their period big time. Quick, everybody look busy, and stand in a line so we're easy to kill. Their mission? Break into the top secret Kool-Aid vault. Oh yeah!
Stay where you are! Don't move!
Well, that was anticlimactic. These guys are vampires.
Hemophages.
I mean, hemophages. A fancy term for vampire. Does this count as a vampire movie? I better not see any sparkling. They're treated like a disease, and their blood is something to be quarantined, which they have zero tolerance for, apparently. Now here's some narration to explain this world you don't understand.
I was born into a world you might not understand. The trouble began when an American weapons lab...
This is about 3 minutes of narration and flashbacks, so I'll cut to the chase. The vampires, hemophages, started as a government experiment, went out of control, yada yada. On to becoming an allegory for the Holocaust, people became afraid, infected started disappearing, and a resistance formed against the evil government. Did everyone get that?
And now, the leader of the militant medical establishment running this phobic world.
We meet the bad guy, Daxus. A fearsome, brutal, malevolent, germaphobe. Is that our villain? He looks like Bruce McCullough trying to inhale a tea diffuser. Okay, I get he's a germaphobe and there's an infection going around, so this is some kind of filter. You do realize you breathe through your mouth?
Good lord. Flu germs entering every orifice in my head! Ugh.
Meanwhile, at a giant fidget spinner, our heroine makes her entrance. This is Violet, played by Mila, waiting for her next Resident Evil installment, Jovovich. Paranoia is rampant, so she's run through a battery of tests to prove that she's human, including this. Alright, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. Boy, the TSA is getting serious. Photoshop, you know what to do.
Human.
What human could survive this?
If you really were a hemophage, we'd already have detected tissue repair at a microcellular level.
But a human would probably bleed out. Does this remind anyone of the way they used to test for witches? And an excuse to get naked. But what's the point? She goes through more costume changes than a chameleon on Lady Gaga's shoulder. It's okay, she's just here to meet up with Britney Spears. These guys sure love a theme. Violet is just here to pick up a package, but the jig is up when the real courier arrives and finally we get some action. Violet fights her way out. Get used to this.
That's the face of a man questioning his career choice.
They have a technology in this movie I call video game inventory. They can literally pull things out of their ass.
Sir, we've ID'd her. Plague victim. She was confined to this facility for experimentation until she escaped after the forced termination of her pregnancy 12 years ago.
She takes the guards out easily, but I'm not sure it's about skill. Even the guards who plainly hold guns rarely fire when they have a clean shot. Okay, superhero landing, always badass. You get 1 point.
The objective is the destruction of the weapon. If you are compromised, you must destroy it immediately. Read?
Read.
Now we have a bike chase, and she can freaking fly. Well, that's different. This part could be breathtaking. A running gunfight between a motorcycle and a helicopter gunship. But the visuals are so stylized, so artificial looking that it's actually distracting. I know these are human actors, but I still feel like I'm watching a cartoon. Because of that, I don't have any sense of danger or tension. I just want to press A to skip. She gets away and she has orders to destroy the package. Of course, she opens it instead. Hey, there might be chocolate in there. Inside, she finds a crappy special effect, a little boy, played by Cameron Bright. So she delivers the kid to her people, which doesn't make sense because they're the ones who told her to destroy the case, knowing there was a little boy in there.
Its blood is swarming with cultured antigens that would kill all of us.
Okay, so this kid's blood is special because it's lethal to hemophages. Now they intend to kill him, big shock. But just try not to get his blood on you. But look who developed a conscience.
It's a child.
Ah, the old holographic kid to fool the child-killing vampire trick. Classic.
She has to fight her way through these guys. Why? Just because. Oh well, may as well look cool at it. Then they pull out their own guns, shoot her down where she stands, and the movie ends. Man, that was a short movie. I gotta go. I know there's more. I think this is supposed to be tense, but again, I can't feel tension when I'm distracted by all these weird camera moves that add nothing but runtime. Oh, get on with it. God, even the bullet is stretching this out. These guys are standing like this. What the hell did they think would happen? Here we go again. Stop it. Fight's over, and it turns out the kid wants out of this movie just as bad. It's a miracle he's not riddled with stray bullets by now. If he jumps, I can go home. I can chill out with a pint, take off my shoes, watch some TV. I do have some leftover fried chicken in the fridge. Nah, better do something. She seems to be able to move faster than bullets. Why does she have to sneak up to this kid? Don't jump! The green screen scuffs easily.
Come here! Oh, what do you think you're doing, huh? You trying to get yourself killed?
No time for parental guidance. Time to run, but they don't get far. Here, you can actually pinpoint the exact moment when this kid enters puberty. And here. He's a man now. Oh yay, I was wondering when we'd see this guy again. Honestly, I cannot take this guy seriously. He looks like a bionic cokehead. Revelation time. You got some Oscar-worthy dialogue right here.
He's not what you think.
No?
He's my son.
Well, your hostage value just went off the charts.
Of course, it's a trap, so she goes Halle Berry on them. Okay, here's some bad editing here. Note the open door and the background. Bada bing, bada bang, car moves, door is closed. The door's open again, and the same background. Great work there, guys. She finally gives the kid a name.
6.
Anyone else tired of characters named after numbers?
The real monster. You don't want knocking down your door.
Ah, you mean these guys.
If I scream, we'll both be dead.
Okay, scream now, you little shit.
There's a war going on to the death between humans and hemophages.
I don't understand this world.
Now you're getting it.
I need narration to fill me in.
I got you, fam.
Meanwhile, more vampires, hemophages, are cornered in a building. Come on, guys, the light switch was right over there.
Go night vision, take them apart.
Ah, shit.
Can't you see it's tea time? Do-do-do-do-do. Come back later. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Can't fight now. Drinking tea. Do-do-do-do-do. Want some?
This guy is such a germaphobe, he keeps his gun in a vacuum-sealed bag. Nice hiss, though. Speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil, have no fun. Alright, let's make a deal.
He's not someone who has a single molecule of vampire antigen in his blood. That's what he's not.
But whatever they did put in the kid, Violet, it's killing him. He's got a tracking device in him that's accurate to about 100 meters.
Anything else you want to lay on us?
He's loaded with midichlorians.
She tries to dump him off at a food court with a credit card. Why am I making this movie? What am I doing with my life? But she changes her mind. Too late, he's snatched up by vampires who made a deal with Robo Booger Man. There's another half hour to this thing. I think she'll be okay.
It's not a vampiral antigen, but a human antigen.
Let's attack all at once in a formation that will require the simplest maneuver to take us all out in one slick shot. Oh, no need to rush. He's probably in China by now. You really didn't have to... spit, hand... Ugh. She wins. That'll teach him to spit at women holding sharp weapons.
Ew, I hope you washed your hand.
Hello, Violet?
Just relax. But look, more cannon fodder. It doesn't matter, it was all a holographic diversion whose only purpose was to discover the evil plan and grab some gunfire shots for the trailer. Instead, we go on a play date. And then he dies. Evil wins, everything sucks. Sorry, I didn't recognize you with emotions there.
Did you call for the dead kid pickup? Jeez, he's with you a day and now he's dead. Yeah, I told you playgrounds are dangerous.
Have an incendiary team sanitize the area immediately.
Sir, don't you want to make sure she's dead? No, I got chicken waiting for me at home. It'll just take a second, sir. But chicken! Violet is alive. How? Is it really that important to you?
Look! Tenderness! And now it's gone. Why is she so sure he's alive? Well, remember that tear? Guess who infected the dying kid with the eternal lifeblood disease? Boy, the Vatican really went all out. Here we go again. Only this time, she's ready to fly on United. They saved us from watching yet another fight scene, but I still feel like I watched it anyway. Even the stunt performers seem bored at this point. All that white, not a drop of blood. Oh, there's some. She's using Deadpool's method. She also does this once a month. 2 menstruation jokes, really? I'll hand this to them. Some of the combat is graceful, like a dance. But it's so sanitary, it usually relies on the most incompetent henchmen ever put to screen. They attack one by one, they stand in a straight line, and they don't shoot when they have a shot. You knew this was coming. You may not have a gun, but welcome to herpes.
It is on.
As much as I poked fun at him, I kinda loved the way he delivered that line.
It is on.
And just like the end of Blade, another sword-swinging vampire movie, we end on a sword fight. Even when we don't get a hint earlier that the bad guy knows anything about sword fighting. It's just sort of out of the blue. And it's revealed that Daxus has been a vampire all along. A germophobic vampire? Uh-oh, lights out at the Thunderdome. I bet this sounded cool on paper. They have a flaming sword fight, and the cuts they inflict also flame up. It's a neat visual. Then she sets him on fire and splits him in half. I'm gonna miss him. Violet rescues Six, who is alive again thanks to an unsanctioned fluid transfer.
Is that a tear or a runny nose? You decide.
Violet. Violet.
Enough with the dying fake-outs. She's all right. The end. That was Ultraviolet, and I still don't understand this world. I've always believed that if you want a movie to engage your audience, the characters must be relatable, at least likable. And it shouldn't just be the bad guy. Violet has a bit of a tragic past, with the loss of her baby in her pre-vampire life. Sorry, hemophage. But we do see her somewhat imprint some of that loss in Six, like a sort of surrogate. But as a hemophage, fuck it, I'm calling them vampires. But as a vampire, she's a little more than a killing machine. She snarls her dialogue, talks menacingly to the child she apparently cares about, and shuts everyone out. No wonder Mila Jovovich disowned this movie.
That just gives her more time to fight zombies.
6 is a MacGuffin. He's a weaponized plot device that could have stayed in that little case. This bonding moment feels artificial, and it should have come earlier. The kid dies as a device to wrench an emotional scene out of Violet, and the movie provides a Deus Ex solution to his death. Daxus? Come on, you have to admit, he's different. He's what would happen if a slimy businessman became president. Which, of course, is ridiculous. I'm still wondering if the hypochondria was a smokescreen or meant to be a genuinely ironic character trait. The nose thing is ridiculous, but hypnotic. I just can't look away. Again, distracting. There are some side characters, but honestly, I can't remember a damn thing about them. And this movie has a lot of green screen. So much that it doesn't even feel real. You'll notice the CG in the movie is, shall we say, stylized. There's no hiding it. It's not photoreal, it has a flat video game cartoon feel. Even the actors are washed out. Ever use that beauty filter on your phone camera? Me neither. But it does help make the characters and backdrops blend together, but it also makes the movie look really dated. It reminded me of CD-ROM video from the early 90s. The vampire, hemophages, don't seem to exhibit the blood-drinking, night-stalking, daylight-dying traits, so why make them vampires? It's like having a character play the mummy without bandages. Okay, bad example. Maybe they have the other traits, the speed, the agility, so why bother with vampires? Captain America got his out of a bottle. And the fighting ability that's mostly highlighted when the bad guys are so incompetent. Even when it's Violet versus vampires, they're suddenly just as dumb as the humans. There are so many action or fight scenes, they lose their flair about halfway through and even get a bit boring and routine. But I guess it's better than falling back on dialogue like this.
These moments, as beautiful as they are, they're evil when they're gone.
And what was with the color changing? In the end, Ultraviolet is pretty forgettable. The action is constant, but stagnates quickly when you're mowing down dozens of faceless adversaries like video game sprites.
Hell, even the ghosts in Pac-Man had names.
The characters are two-dimensional, the dialogue is flat, and the performances are just enough to collect a paycheck. Except this guy. He was so much fun. He's just trying so hard to act menacing, but I can't take him that seriously. Not with that thing in his nose. Sorry to dwell on it, but it really distracted me. The weird camera moves, the odd editing, the bizarre effects, the whole movie is jangling its keys at me. This must be payback for teasing my cat with a laser pointer. Ultraviolet gets a distracting 1 out of 5. If you want to see a semi-vampiric character slicing bad guys with a sword, just watch Blade. If you like this video, give a thumbs up and subscribe, or else the hemophages will get you.
It is on.
Leave a comment below. Your comment is important to us and we'll get back to you. This is theNewBee, and as always, thanks for watching.